What's going on, gamers? So, man, I mean, it just keeps on coming when it comes to Xbox, right? There's even like three more articles were popped up. Ever since this news happened, it's like the Blue Point shutdown was a ghost story that barely lasted, right? It just flew right through, and it's all about what's going on over here at Microsoft. So, Asha posted something today, but this is where things get interesting, right? Uh, we get more answers about the shakeup with Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond here. Starting off with Phil Spencer still on the scene, which that's obvious. He was the CEO of Xbox. He's been there for a very long time. He's been with Microsoft for 38 years, right? So Asha posted some stuff today, and there's a lot to dive in on this. It gets interesting. She says, today, Matt and I had the chance to recognize Phil Spencer, right? So that means Phil Spencer is back on the scenes. I've told you before, he's still going to be on the scenes, and he's going to be in the back. He's going to be what I like to call a supervisor guy, or some guy that's like a consultant in the back, still like kind of playing the game. Like you think about politics with Obama behind Biden. Let me just say that. And you guys kind of get what I mean by that. He's still going to be kind of like running the show to a certain extent because Asha's still trying to learn. Sarah Bond, who got replaced by her, obviously is out of the picture. And what do people think about that? Yeah, there's a mixed opinion about that, depending on what you think about her, obviously. But let me just say this. It's quite obvious that she's not a part of that scene. They didn't want to summon her back. The reason why? Probably she doesn't want to be there too. And that Satya thinks that she doesn't have any influence to give to her. He wants Phil Spencer to give influence to her. So you got to think about who's running the show and who's making these placements. There's a lot of articles about saying how Sarah Bond is taking the fall for Xbox. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. But obviously there's some people that are thinking that she got fully blamed. Do I think that she should get fully blamed for what happened in Xbox? That's impossible. No, because Don Matrick is the one that started the crazy train. Phil Spencer took it on. Let me get my deep analysis on this. And ever since he took on that crazy train, do you know how much criticism Phil Spencer has dealt with from the PlayStation community, from the gamer community, and from people even on Xbox? Think about Crap Gamer, right? He's dealt with so much criticism for over the past 10 to 12 years that it's insane. And he's emotionally mature about it. He's not the type to give you an attitude. He's not the type that's going to snap on you or anything. And I think a lot of people like Phil Spencer because of that. And yeah, he's made his mistakes too, because he's been there way longer than somebody like Sarah Bond, who came along on a crazy train as well too. She made her huge mistakes with the Xbox, everything is an Xbox campaign. Just look at the commercial, you can tell she's done that. But to say that she's the fault for all that, that's impossible, because like I said before, there's no way that's possible, because Xbox was already on a massive decline since the 360 era ended, going from Xbox One with the worst decisions ever made at E3. You see what I'm saying? It's like, that's what hurt Xbox more than anything historically. Nothing hurt it more. Now, did Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond make mistakes during the Series era, which could have been better? Yes. Because it only got worse. If you're thinking about somebody like Satya, you're like, ever since this guy joined Microsoft, he got them 10 times richer. They became a $1 trillion company. They're never going to get rid of him in that sense, because when you think about the scales and putting him on the balance, he's made them so much money and has got them in such a great position that it is impossible to demonize him in a sense of thinking only about video games. Like that's the whole of Microsoft. That's nothing compared to what they're getting quarterly. But when you look at since the series generation at the beginning with Phil Spencer, when it seems like something could have happened, and then Sarah Bond came along, it's only went on a decline. So from a CEO position, he does not see that as positive, because they brought no growth. Whereas Satya Nadella, since he's joined Microsoft, I want you guys to think about this. He has made the company 10 times richer. And the head of Microsoft chose him to get in that position. Now, yeah, sure, they've been messing up with Windows 11 lately, but that's a whole staff. And he made some mistakes when he came in the gaming industry during the Series era. And a bit before that, along with Phil Spencer and Sarah, all three of them did, right? We all know this, but I see some people saying that Phil Spencer is getting a shortcut. It's like, what are you talking about? He got slammed for 10 straight years of dealing with criticism by the gaming community, by the Xbox community, by the PlayStation fanboy community, and by everything in general. Do you know how much criticism this man has taken? Do you know how much heat he has taken on that Don Matrick crazy train? This is what I want to address before we get deep into this paragraph. He deserves some type of console in a certain type of sense, consolement. You know what I mean? It's like, No, man, this guy's got dumped on forever. Everybody's been being negative to him for a long time. He's took it on. Everybody knows the mistakes that Phil Spencer has made. You know what I mean? It's like, let's get to Sarah Bond. Yes. Oh, obviously she got fired. There's no doubt about that. Obviously she's not happy. Everybody saw that when you look from the position of, I'm posting that day on LinkedIn. I kind of feel like I'm still in my position. I'm not in the know about this. And I just all of a sudden got to leave. I didn't just choose. No. That means I got fired. And Phil Spencer chose to pretty much, man, let's just take a rest, time to take the seat. Because he's obviously not off the scene where it's like he didn't show up. He showed up there. Everybody saw the video. He welcomed her there, handed her the torch, because they want him still there to help her out because she doesn't know what she's doing when it comes to gaming. Sarah Bond's not a gamer either. Phil Spencer's a gamer, though. And this guy, he's made a lot of mistakes, too. All of them have made mistakes. Satya's made mistakes when it comes to gaming, right? So this is where we feel like that all of you together know that there's been mistakes here, right? I'm not the type of person that comes out of scene and said Xbox is dead because of Sarah Bond. That's impossible. No, but you definitely did not help the Series X grow. It never got better. It got worse. Look at it. It's at an all-time low. So it's like, we're not all point the fingers at her. No, but you had some definitely play into that. And you don't have staff members saying what they're saying because they just want to say it. Nobody's going to do that. Now, could some people make it seem like, it's all being blamed on her? I don't see how you could see that. It's impossible. Everybody knows that too. So no, everybody knows how many mistakes Phil Spencer has made too. Like it's been there for years before she even existed. So she says, over the past couple of months, we've talked nearly every day about, she said a couple of months. This has been going on. Phil Spencer's been in there for months. Guys, months. We've talked nearly every day about everything from hardware and strategy to creators and culture. Culture definitely plays a role here, big time. Just take a look at here. Know what you're dealing with. And plenty about our kids and dogs, too. She said it right here, months. So they've been doing this for a while. Those conversations gave me a front row seat to what so many of you have known for decades. Phil is a remarkable leader. When it comes to emotional maturity, he's not going to give you an attitude. He's not going to mess up like that. But he made his mistakes in gaming, but he's very mature. Imagine how much crap this guy has took since he's been in that position. Though, that's part of being in that role. You got to be mature. If you feel like you're going to get in that position, you better be prepared to take the heat. Ever since she's been in this role, she's prepared to take the heat. Let me tell you out here. Hey guys, you see this right here? She already gets it. Look at that. Ain't no sunlight there. She already knows. Look at that background. Don't talk to me about anything else. You see what I'm saying? She's already feeling it. She's only been there a few days already, and she already has a black screen background. You mean to tell me you don't know what that means internally? Because she's there to take the hits on the worst, because it's now at its worst position. Sarah Bond was there. If you're going to take that position, what you think's going to happen? You see what I mean? It's like, let's stop playing games here. Don't come to me with none of that other stuff like I told you in the last video. She made some mistakes. She did not do an amazing job. Xbox Series is more dead than any console ever. You see what I mean? It failed. But that's not all her fault. No. That was along with Phil Spencer. That was along with Satya. That was along with Matt Booty. And along with whoever else was along with that. Amy Hood, all of them. We're saying this all together here. You know what I mean? But Sarah Bond did not do an amazing job. And she obviously was not a major team player because people said that. That's not a lie. Everybody, let's be real here. Let's not get here with this eggshell nonsense, right? But what AGN is not going to do is AGN is not going to say it's her fault. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, no. It's all their fault. But she obviously did not do an amazing job because she got removed. And the future of Microsoft is what her position was before that, AI. Because they know the Xbox is going to eventually be nerfed down even more. And let's continue what we're going to do now that that's where that's at now in the future. Right? Let's think about this years down the line. AI, you know what I mean? Data centers, just like, let's be real here. So we got this right here, what she says. Phil Spencer is a remarkable leader, but even more than that, he's a deeply remarkable human being. He is cool when it comes to being a human being because it's like when you're in his presence, he's not going to make you feel like he's going to give you a crappy attitude. He's going to make this. He's not that type of person. And he's been there for 38 years. He's emotionally mature. He can take so much criticism. He can take so much negativity, and he's not going to snap at his position. That's why they have him. That's why he's still around there like that. Sarah Bond can't do that. She can, because that's not really her DNA. Everybody knows this. Come on now, let's stop playing games here. I think Sarah Bond is an intelligent sun sister, right? But and I think some of these, I see Satya Nadella is brilliant, right? Like, he's a genius. He made them 10 times richer as a damn company, $1 trillion up there at the top of the market cap. But when it comes to gaming, that's a whole different beast. You could have some of the brightest minds come in to the gaming industry, and they were a genius everywhere else, but when it comes to gaming, it doesn't work. Look at Google Stadia. Look at Amazon. Look at what Verizon tried. You look at Microsoft with all that money. You see what I mean? Gaming is not like other things in the world. It's difficult. Look at her coming from her AI position. It's not what you think. Look at Satya, like I said. If you think that being successful in gaming is like being successful in movies, being successful on some Amazon, it is nothing like that. And everybody knows this. Sarah Bond came from T-Mobile, right? You know what I mean? It's like, you're coming into gaming. You better know this stuff. Don't sit here and tell me that you don't need gaming to understand gamers. You're dumb to me, because it's like me opening up a gaming store, and then I have nothing but gamer customers asking me questions about games all day, and I got nobody there that knows nothing about games. How are you going to help somebody then? How are you going to understand them to get to them? They're going to sit there and get frustrated, and they're not going to come back. They're going to be like, man, they didn't know what they were talking about. I'm sitting here asking about this game. They're just sitting there looking at me. They didn't know what to find. I'm sitting here waiting all day. I'm coming in here as a gamer. I want somebody to understand this video game I'm asking for. You see what I'm saying here? Sarah Bond's not a gamer. Asha is not a gamer. Satya Nadella is not a gamer. And because of that, you're not able to pull in millions and millions to grow your system, because you're pissing off gamers. Because you don't understand them. It's not like another industry. You want me to hire a movie studio, like the guy said, and get a bunch of people in there that don't understand movies, and people are sitting there asking you about this movie and this film, and they're like, man, you don't understand movies. I'm out of here. Like, there's no way to build a connection then. And if you know how to run a gaming company, at least you would understand the gaming market, but they don't. It shows, because everything kept on going down and down on a slope hill. So, getting down to this, when he took over Xbox in 2014, it was a pivotal moment. He pushed for backwards compatibility because players asked for it. That's one thing Phil Spencer did that was good. That helped, because that was something that everybody wanted. That's a good thing that benefits everybody. Game Pass is good, but it wasn't good for day and date. He'll bring Xbox One X to life. He did. That was a good thing. He created Game Pass. That was a good thing, but day and date was not for first party. And through it all, he recentered our decisions around players and creators. A lot of careers get summed up by milestones. Phil's impact shows up in stories, and the creators who felt safe taking risks, and the teams who did the best work of their lives because someone believed in them, and then players across generations who felt like Xbox was theirs. I'll always remember this day. I'll be proud to be part of Team Xbox. Now our journey begins. And this is the picture here. Here's my thing, though. Yes, Phil Spencer does deserve that. He did do all that, but he's also made mistakes. And Sarah Bond is also not there because she probably doesn't feel like she would belong there, first and foremost. We got two things here. And that they didn't ask her to come. And that when it comes to what they want to push next, they feel like she wouldn't have been able to help. It's two things. I don't think she wanted to be there in general, and I think they didn't want her to be some in there. Because for her, she's not going to be a guidance for gaming. He is. This is not a question. He's right there. He's going to be the guy that's going to be in the back. And he's going to be telling her what to do. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that, that's pretty obvious to see here. If we go down some of the comments, the people who are begging for her to make Xbox game exclusive to the console only need a reality check. She came out and said that. That's not going to happen. This guy says bring back exclusives. Make Xbox Series X $400. Series S $250. And add more value to Game Pass Ultimate. Make the console the center of attention. That's cool, but it's kind of late for that. You see what I mean? But if you do this right now, this is not a bad thing. But exclusives, no. But this should have been done. But this is the type of generation we're living in. They don't want to subsidize. Right? So I want you guys to let me know what you think about this. I said what I needed to say because it's like, let's be fair here and let's talk about the balance here of where it comes to who made mistakes, who's been there the longest. All of them did. When it comes to the series generation, it's mostly Phil Spencer in the back. He consulted with Sarah Bond to an extent. She took what she understood and did what she did as well. And the result of that is what you see in front of you. Do you think that this is amazing success? No, it's a failure. It didn't work. So, of course, things need to be changed around. But getting somebody like this on the scene, Asha, she's taking the heat now. She is. She already took so much heat ever since she got there. She's being slammed, right? That's not your gamer tag, all this and that. 24/7. Guys, I'm telling you, all of them are getting slammed. Do not try to play favorites here. Do not try to defend everybody. They all made millions of dollars. Definitely Phil Spencer. Sarah Bond came in a position, made millions of dollars. And wasn't a gamer and got to walk out. You want to do the same thing and be there? Oh no, I'm not really a gamer. Let me just be here for a little bit. Hey man, I just made millions of dollars out. Man, come on, man. Don't come to me with this soft stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, let's look at the bigger picture here. Don't be a sheep. They didn't do an amazing job. They didn't know what they were doing. They tried though, and what else could you really do? This is a crazy train after all, isn't it? Let's be real here. Don't get caught up in this political garbage. Look at it as a gamer and say that, did you make the Series X successful? Did you make the Series S successful? Did it blow up? Did it compete? No, you're dead in the water. This is the truth here. Later, y'all. Peace out. Keep gaming no matter what platforms you're on. Do not BS yourselves. You deserve criticisms if you didn't do your job. You know what I mean? And if you want a team player, you deserve criticism. You know what I mean? One thing about Phil Spencer is he's a team player, but he definitely made some gaming mistakes. There's no doubt about that, but he's an amazing person outside of that, and he's very mature. Like, he's taken so much crap. That's why I had to say that. I was like, what are you talking about? You think Phil Spencer escaped? What you mean? He's been getting slammed by the PlayStation community and by tons of other people for a long time. And he's still got a smile on his face, and he's still there. So from a human perspective, he is an amazing person. But as a leader in the gaming industry, he's made some mistakes for sure. But he did probably what he could. But nobody messed up like Don Matrick and all those people back then. They made it the worst. Later, y'all. Stop playing games.